You have more to lose with women the more successful you are. Let's face the facts, guys. When you have built yourself up and you've acquired resources, guess what tends to happen? A lot of women will see that as a meal ticket. Not all women, but some women might look at you and not be really interested in you, but see the opportunities that you can provide for them and take advantage of that.
What up, what up? Welcome back to a brand new video. You know what to do. Get on Amazon. Get that desired nutrition for that pump, that energy, and that focus. After that, you're going to need that post-recovery. Those electrolytes, replenish. You got those BCAAs in there for the recovery. And refuel. Get on Amazon right now. That's on there. Everything is in stock. Let's get into the video. Yo, do y'all ever wonder like how these people get in these fucking weird ass relationships with some crazy ass dude or some crazy ass woman? You find out this person done murdered somebody, or you find out that this person's a child molester or something like that, or weird shit, man. Like you just find out some weird shit like 2 years down the line. You've been dating this person for 2 years and you just didn't know that this person was like this, or that they had some type of criminal history, this rap sheet. How does that happen? It's from not properly vetting the person that you're dating. So you should, by all means, properly vet the person that you're dating. And what does that mean? What does vetting mean anyway? Just asking the right questions, like trying to, you can only do what you can do. If they're not going to be honest about it, they're not going to be honest about it. But sometimes simple questions may help you vet, or looking at the red flags that you see in this person, it may tell you all you need to know about them. So the first thing I would do is start asking about their childhood, know their upbringing, see if, again, these people might not tell the truth. You don't know what you don't know, right? But what you can do is try to properly vet them. So ask about their childhood. How was their upbringing? This goes for men and women. Always ask those questions. See what their past life was like. Their childhood is what made them who they are today, whether that be good or bad. You know, some people's childhoods are bad, but they turn out to be good people. They've learned throughout the years how to deal. They've been through therapy. When you start asking about people's childhood, they may tell you, oh, I had this happened to me. I had to go through therapy for it. I had to do this. That's a good thing, you know? So ask people about their childhood so they can tell you at least what they went through. The next thing I will ask them is their past relationships. What happened in a relationship? If they was married before, if they were with the last person they were with was for 5 years. The last person they were with was for 2 months. You know, these things matter. Also, why didn't it work? What didn't work for you? Some women are going to be honest about it. Some women are not. A lot of women are going to place the blame on the man automatically. Most of the time, if you're a man, you're asking a woman what happened in a relationship, she's going to tell you he fucked up and they left them. You know, the woman usually leaves the relationship. So whether it was his fault or hers, they usually leave. On the man's end, they typically tend to be a little bit more honest about what happened. If it was their fault, hey, I fucked up. This is what I did, whatever. They may leave some things out, you know, things that were kind of bad, but men typically are honest about, hey, I was with her and she did this and I went and banged her best friend. Yeah, it was wrong, but you know, I did it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my best moment, but that's what I did. Men they're like that. But some of them lie too. Some of them lie too about what they did, you know, so it could go either way, but at least ask what happened in your relationships. Why weren't they that good? Why didn't they work? How long was it? All that other shit. You know what I mean? It's all important to a certain degree. The next thing I would ask is the motivation. What is your motivation for dating? Why now? You've been single for 2 years. Why do you want to date now? How many dates have you been on? Like, am I like the sixth guy? Or, you know, if you're female, am I the sixth girl you've been out with? Men are typically dating more. They're probably going to be dating more females. The women, it depends. It could be a lot too. Women date a lot too when they're trying to, you know, catch the right guy. You know what I'm saying? So ask the motivation. What are you dating for? Why do you want this? Are you trying to, you know, be in a long-term relationship? You just out here to get some ass? Like, everybody is going to be different, you know. But I think it's important for women to ask that, and women usually do ask that. They usually ask that question. That's because they're usually the ones that's trying to get in a committed relationship. So they're trying to see if this guy is even somebody that wants to commit, or does he just want to sleep around? And you'll be able to see those red flags. You know, they're not going to be 100% honest with it. The guys, if they just dare to sleep around, they're not going to be 100%. They're not going to tell you, hey, I'm just here to fuck. You know, they're not going to say that. But you can look at the red flags, right? You can look at the red flags and see what this guy is trying to do. Same with the men. You can see if you can look at her, depending on how old she is, what she's trying to do. She just wants you because, you know, maybe you had a nice car, or maybe you were, you know, you were flashy or whatever the hell. Maybe she wants you for your, you know, your other attributes as far as the things you've attained. You know, is she there for that purpose? Does she want kids? Maybe you're just the next guy up. I want to know if you got kids. If you don't have kids, let's do this. Some women are like, they're on that biological time clock and it's like, I'm ready to have kids now, you know? So what's the motivation?
A lot of times we women do not know how to properly vet men, you know, so it is important for you to kind of reach back into that tradition and be like, daddy needs to look at him. Uncle Bo needs to look at him. Your brother needs to look at him. Like, is he trifling?
Right.
Because the thing is that he, first of all, he might know him from the streets. One, you know, and two, he's gonna notice things off the rip that we're not gonna notice, or we may not notice. You know, so I totally agree with you on being able to properly vet. Something else we were not taught. A lot of times.
Yeah, properly vetting. I mean, some women are habitual with making bad decisions in dating. And it's because they don't properly vet these guys. You know, if you have 6 kids with 5 different baby daddies, you're terrible at vetting. You're just terrible at vetting men. And is it your fault? A lot of it is your fault. But some of it is attributed to other things in your past that makes you not good at choosing men. You know, so know that about yourself. Know it before you start getting into all these different fathers for the kids, man, because you're just messing up the kids. You've already messed up your life, right? Now you're just messing up the kids' life. You know what I'm saying? By making bad decisions. So learn from your mistakes and try to properly vet these men.
You have more to lose with women the more successful you are. Let's face the facts, guys. When you have built yourself up and you've acquired resources, guess what tends to happen? A lot of women will see that as a meal ticket. Not all women, but some women might look at you and not be really interested in you, but see the opportunities that you can provide for them and take advantage of that. So you have to be very, very careful. You're not walking around doing all this work just to be dealing with a woman that is using you for your resources. You want a woman that genuinely likes you and your resources are a plus. This is why I created the ebook, Street Smarts. Qualities you should be looking out for that disqualify women long term. How to vet for a high quality woman so you can pick a partner that you can actually enjoy your resources with. Because when you're a successful guy, having red flags that you can look out for is very, very important. So all you gotta do, man, is comment the word streets below and I will send you.
Yeah, looking for those red flags are very important. Like I said earlier, they are very important, and listen to those red flags. When you see them, they didn't just pop up for no reason. You may dismiss it at first, but it's there for a reason to let you know, hey, this could be potentially a problem longer down the line. And like he was saying, women may be looking for your resources, which women are looking for resources anyway. They're looking for it anyway, but you don't have to lead with money. I think it's a bad idea to lead with money. If you have money and that is your person. Don't make it your personality. Don't make the money your personality. I have this stuff. I have that. I have all this, this, that I could give you the world. And because she's going to take that. She's going to say, okay, if this is what you're offering to me, this is what you're telling me you have, then I want it. But if you don't lead with that, if you don't lead with all that bullshit, then you're giving her a chance to actually like you for who you are. Now I personally don't believe that a woman's love is unconditional to a man. I think you are loved under the condition that you bring something, that you bring some type of value. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of money, but it has to be something that she can take and realize that this is the man for me. You know what I mean? I think men more so love women unconditionally because you don't really need that much to have a man love a woman. He if he could give her the world, he would. That type of love it's a different dynamic. But the minute a man is not doing the things that he promised or the things that, he should be doing as a man, the woman is slowly going to start falling out of love with you. You know what I'm saying? You start getting lazy. You start slacking in the gym, or maybe you used to be in the gym, but now you're not. Maybe you used to make a lot of money, but now you don't. These are things that the attributes that they look for, and then you're not doing it anymore. It becomes unattractive. So don't lead with money if you're a man. I'm not saying hide your money. If you make a good living, you make a good living. That's it. You don't have to talk about all the stuff that you have and just make it known that that's what you're about. That's who you are. Don't make it who you are. Have some type of intelligence about yourself. Have other things that are interesting about you besides money.
This is exactly why I say never accept a coffee date. Look at what this man said. Coffee date is the best way to vet women. When a man invites you out for a coffee on a first date, he's essentially asking to prove yourself to him. Because he thinks he's the prize to be won over. He's giving you bare minimum. And let's be honest, for a woman to go on a date, you gotta do your makeup, do your hair, spend some time to look presentable, right? But men can just hop out of the shower and come out. And believe me, men know that. So tell me, if you are a woman with the slightest sense of dignity and self-worth, would you really waste so much of your time to go out on a $5 coffee date with someone? Would you though?
See, this woman just properly vetted herself. For me, for me, I wouldn't date a woman like this. Because she's already made it known that she's not cool with going out with somebody who's doing the bare minimum to vet someone on a first date. So she's someone that wants to be on some type of lavish date. There's certain dates that she's not going to go on. So if you invite her out for a nice coffee, this could be at a restaurant. It could be not necessarily Starbucks, but it could be at a nice cafe. Maybe it's a nice cafe to go and talk. Go anywhere to go and talk. Because a coffee date, what if it's an ice cream date? What if it's a small lunch date at a not expensive place? Maybe it's on a pier or something like that. Maybe it has a good scenic view, but it's not necessarily expensive, and you get coffee there. That shouldn't be a big deal to her. And she's talking about how the man is doing the bare minimum. Well, why don't you do the bare minimum? You don't have to, however you go out to go to Target, however you dress yourself to go to Target, you could dress like that to go on this date. So do you get your nails done and your hair done and all this different stuff that are expensive that you want to do to present yourself? Do you do that to go to Target? If you don't, then just do what you do, get ready in a regular way, and go out on this date. A man is not asking you to do all this stuff to go on a date when he just has to jump out the shower and put on clothes. If he's just jumping out the shower to put on clothes and look nice, look presentable, you could do the same thing. You don't have to go wear a lavish dress or something to go out on a first date. She's making it seem like that it has to be a certain atmosphere to go on a first date with someone in order to vet them. The man in the comment is just saying that, why spend all this money on properly vetting someone when you don't know there's going to be a second date? You don't know there's going to be a third date. I'm just asking you out because basically I like the way you look. If a man is asking you out, he likes the way you look. You're attractive to him physically. That is it. He doesn't know anything about you. That's what the date is for. I like the way you look. Let's go out for coffee. You go out for coffee. Now you start vetting them. You start asking them questions. What was your childhood like? What was your past relationship like? What's your motivation for dating? I don't see what the problem is in going for coffee or going for something like, you don't take somebody to Roof Chris or whatever the fuck just to get to know them. You can if you want, but remember, when you start leading with money like that, you start taking these girls out on a first expensive date. What do you think they're gonna think of you? Oh, this dude has got money. You're gonna take some girl on a private jet on her first date? What do you think she's gonna think of you? That's what she's gonna expect. She's always gonna expect that. So now you've set the bar so high. You set it so high. She's not gonna try to go down from that. And that is one of the problems with women who start dating people like millionaires or whatever like that. They've set that standard up. That's what they think they deserve now because they went out with one millionaire. One millionaire dude asked you out. You went out with him. Now you're just like, I need a dude that makes 6 figures a month. That validated you. You think that that's what you deserve now because one guy fucked your head up. You shouldn't look at it that way. That's all I'm saying. You could do whatever you want, but you shouldn't look at that. You shouldn't look at it like that. But it is what it is. Properly vet these people before you start dating them long term is all I'm saying. Look into those 3 things. You can go into detail about a bunch of different things, but over time, you're going to start learning about this person, but try to learn as much as you can within the first, few times you're dating them. You should know if you want to continue dating them long term. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all watching. See you in the next video. Peace.